as a wholesaler, and actually more importantly, as a new wholesaler, as a beginner, should you go after motivated sellers first or should you go after cash buyers first? Stay tuned for the answer. Okay, what's going on, guys? Mike Hill, the Wholesaling Titan here. And this is the topic of today's video. Do we go after, especially if you're just getting started, motivated sellers or cash buyers first? This is a very, very common question that I get. I'll give you kind of the pros and cons of each. And then I'm going to give you my answer, which, humility aside, is the right answer. Before we get started, if anybody wants to work with me, I'll just leave those links down there in the description, whether you want to do JV deals, jump into group coaching, if I have space, if you're a good fit, if you want to jump into one-on-one mentorship, all the details, there are links down there, tell you all about it. And here's some cool free stuff for you too, right? So you can get my entire wholesaling course for free. That includes, the training videos, action plan, contracts, forms, marketing materials, I don't know, ebooks, contracts, cheat sheets, all that good stuff. It's all for free. So go check those links out. Okay. So now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. There are two schools of thought here. Make sure my mic is on. Yeah. The first one says it's kind of like if you build it, they will come. And that school of thought says if you get a deal, you'll be able to find buyers for it, right? You can put it on Facebook and buyers, if it's decent, they're going to come and they're going to contact you. You're going to be able to sell it because it's a good deal. Sounds good on paper. It's very problematic. It oftentimes does not work that way, but I'll come back to that. Let's talk about the next side. The next side says you should go after cash buyers first. The first time that I was introduced to this, I heard it referred to as reverse wholesaling. You guys probably heard the same. The first time I heard it, and I believe it was popularized by Kent Clothier. I had a couple of opportunities to meet him. Awesome guy. From my understanding and recollection, Kent and maybe like his family came from the grocery industry. I think maybe they had a store. And it wasn't until he started doing the inventory and he realized we have all these products, but most of our profit comes from these couple things, right? And he basically came to the conclusion that this is what's selling. And once I know what's selling, what the price points are, what the margins are, it's better for my business. And it's much easier to sell people something that they are already buying, right? Now, a couple, I guess, problems with both of these things. So the first thing, if we're back to our finding motivated sellers first side, is that number one, oftentimes I see very commonly amongst beginners, especially, is they're kind of spread out all over the place. They're just looking for a deal anywhere. And oftentimes they're not doing the proper research first. Maybe another wholesaler said an area was good, or auntie said this area is up and coming, or they saw a headline on social media and they're just, or, they listen to a couple videos and they're all over the place, but they don't really understand if there's sufficient demand in that area, if, what the price points are, why buyers might be buying there. And so it can become a real waste of time, of resources. You put all your energy in to these different spots and you don't really understand the market that's going on there. The other thing too is that even if you have a good deal with no buyers, as wholesalers, oftentimes, if you want to do this risk-free and operate inside of your inspection period, where you can, just cancel your deal without any repercussions, oftentimes you're working in a very limited time frame. That time frame could be 7 days, could be 14 days, 21, 30, whatever, but you have to operate very fast. And so oftentimes, even if there was a buyer available for that, they might not find you in time, right? They might hit you up and you're like, oh, I had to cancel that deal. So that can be very, very frustrating. And then the other thing is when you don't understand your market and you don't know if there's sufficient demand. I've had this situation with a lot of students where they'll bring me a deal and I'll look at it and they're like, well, the numbers work and it's really cheap. And I look at it and I'm like, there's really not much activity there though, right? I've had students bring me stuff that's like literally a cabin in like the Everglades. And I'm like, yeah, it's cheap. It looks good on paper. It's better than, some of what you would call comps, even though the comps are much further than they should be. But who's going to fix and flip here? Who's going to rent to people here, right? So that's why that can be very, very problematic, and it's not targeted, and it's often just a waste of time, energy, money, and or it takes you much, much longer to find the sweet spot, to find the deal. And it has to be this perfect storm where everything kind of comes together and you're relying on, I guess, some luck. Now, on the other side, if you go after cash buyers first, first problem is when you are trying to talk to all of these buyers and you're like, okay, let me understand your buy box, let me get your phone number and your email, because you want to build up that list, which is golden. Your list will always be probably your most profitable or most valuable asset. But as you're doing that, you're not making any money, man. It takes a while to do that. Also, as you're talking to these buyers, and I have this experience as well. And I don't want to sound like a jerk, because listen, if you guys ever reach out to me or call me, or if anyone, you guys know, if you hit me up on Instagram or you jumped on one of my free one-on-one calls, I will give you as much game as I can. I'll talk to you about it. But I've had this experience where a lot of amateur wholesalers will reach out to me and they're like, well, what are you buying? Tell me about what you're buying, and tell me about your buyers and give me the buy box. And it's like, I do really want to help people, but I've also come to realize that this game has such a high drop off rate of new wholesalers. You'll spend, extensive amounts of time on the phone with these people only to realize, okay, I need this, I need this. If you bring me this, we'll make a deal. It'll be great. And then 95% of them or more just disappear. So for a lot of buyers, they're kind of over that, right? They've been there, done that. And it's like, listen, man, I'm not trying to talk to you and give you all of my information. Show me what you got. Show me that you're not just a talker. Show me that you can produce results, and then I'll take a look at it. And then even if you do, put them on a buyer's list, if you're not sending them any deals, you're not doing yourself any favors. Or maybe you send them a daisy chain deal, or not recommending them, just saying, I know how new wholesalers work, or, a deal that's not that good. They're just going to unsubscribe anyway, right? So the best way to go about doing this, right, is to do what I call a hybrid model. We want to take the best of both of those worlds. And so the FBI has this really great saying, and it goes, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And here's why that's important. When you're on Facebook and a lot of these different communities, you're going to hear people telling you all day that they're a cash buyer. A lot of them are tire kickers. A lot of them are wannabes. A lot of them are other wholesalers. And you're thinking, okay, these guys they're telling me I got buyers, but they're not necessarily vetted. Now, when a property is sold, right, and the deed is recorded, the lender is recorded. So and it becomes a part of the public record. So you can't lie about this stuff. Now, when there is no lender, you can assume that that is a cash purchase. And while not 100% of the time, oftentimes that's going to be made by a cash buyer, same as someone using, for our purposes, hard money, private money, and most likely an investor. So one, you can get access to this stuff very, very easily. There's some paid sources, there are free sources. I'll talk to you more about that in just a minute. But you want to start there. And what you want to do is really analyze the data first. So you want to basically look at where's the most activity happening, where's the density happening, where, kind of build out a heat map. Then you want to understand, why are these buyers buying? Are they buying to fix and flip, high-end fix and flip, or is this just like for rentals? And what are cash buyers actually paying? So this is no longer speculative. It is, what have they paid? Meaning they have proof. They're already vetted. They have already done this. That's their predictor of future behavior. So once you compile all of that information, then you don't need to reach out to all these guys immediately and start talking to them and getting their emails and phone numbers. That's still important, but again, that takes time where you're not going to be making money. But once you have that data, now you can go back and you can focus all of your marketing efforts, whether that be time, money, whatever you're doing, on those areas that match that criteria. You're also creating like kind of a buyer avatar and a property archetype. Any good marketer will tell you, if you're trying to market a product, you're not trying to market that product to everybody. You have a very specific target audience in mind. It's the best marketers do. And they actually will create an avatar and name it, right? We are marketing to John, whatever, Smith. And that's who they go after. So where these guys are buying, how many purchases have been made in the last, 6 months, what prices they're paying. And that's real data. That's far, far more powerful than, 70% times ARV, right? This is actual stuff. So now you take that data, now you focus all of your energy and all of your efforts on marketing to get that thing because you have the data. Then when you get it, then you go back to those buyers. Now you can start having a conversation with them. Also, if you talk to one of those buyers now, instead of saying, hey, I'm Mike, I'm a wholesaler. Are you interested in buying? Tell me your buy box. I'll get you whatever you want. If it's the first time they've heard that, it might sound good. Most of these guys hear that stuff all the time. They see it on Facebook all the time. It gets exhausting. But when you call someone, you say, hey, John, I see you purchased 123 Main Street. Are you still buying? I have a similar property at 456 Main Street. Do you want to take a look? One, that shows you have results, right? You're doing things, you're producing, you have tangible things you're showing. And two, you sound different from every other wholesaler, especially amateur wholesaler that's been calling them. And three, like you know your stuff, and you can build bonds and rapport a lot more strongly. And then when you have that data, that list that I'm telling you about, right? You can do things like build out custom audiences and build some ads and Facebook. You can skip trace it. You can start calling these guys. You can send them direct mail. Hey, same pitch. I saw you bought a property 123. I'm a wholesaler. I have 456 Main Street. You want to take a look? And that's how, using that hybrid method, you can accomplish the best of both worlds. Not reserve resource, but like use your resources as efficiently as possible, because you have a target audience, that the demand is there, that it's verified, all that good stuff. And so everything happens more efficiently. You build your buyers list faster, you get deals done faster, and that's the way you want to do it. Now, that's me just talking about it. If you want to see me actually do this, I don't know, look around this video. There should be a card or in the description, or maybe the end screen, where I'll put another video where I walk you through and show you some of the different resources, a paid one, a free one, and show you how you can do this and what I specifically look at and how I do it. If that's not there now, but it's because you're probably watching the video right after I made it, so I haven't posted it yet, but come back. Subscribe, right? Come back to the channel, and I'll have that there for you. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any other questions, any comments, and future video recommendations, that would be fantastic. But thank you so much for joining. I hope you found got some value from this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel. But most importantly, give me your thoughts and let me know what video you want to see next, okay? Remember, link for all my stuff, free stuff, paid stuff, training stuff. There's a lot of good stuff for you. Go check my links in the description. Enjoy it. Reach out to me anytime. My socials, Mike Hill TWT. It's pretty much the same, but those links are down there as well. I'm here to help. I'm pretty easy to talk to, okay? So thanks for watching, and I don't know. See you in the next video, all right? Peace.